Welcome to the Koerner office, where we discuss more business ideas than your brain has the capacity to comprehend. Today, I had Sam Thompson on. I've had Sam on once or twice before. They're highly rated episodes. It's a double episode today, and then next Monday is part 2. You're going to love both of them. They might be some of the best I've ever recorded. And it's not me, it's Sam. He's an idea guy. I'm an idea guy. And we get really excited when we're in the same room, virtually, that is. We talked about an idea fair today, like an idea conference just for business ideas. We talked about AI travel itineraries, having an infinite content loop where you can charge 20, 30, 50 bucks to plan someone's travel with ChatGPT as a wrapper, and then publish that to have unlimited SEO for live. Really just 2 or 3 ideas today, but we went deep on both of them. And then next Monday, we're going to discuss 3 or 4 more. You're going to love it. Enjoy, subscribe, share with your friends. I've been thinking about conferences and the conference business, and it's like, it is the last business for me to do because I'm so unorganized. And that is such like a touch heavy business, right? But what if it's like that Arrested Development where it's like, it doesn't work for them, but what if it worked for us, right? So not a conference, but like a day-long conference where it's like an idea con. Okay.
Cool.
Like forget booths, forget sponsors. Like you could graduate to that on iteration 2, 3, or 4, but year one day booked in a hotel or whatever. I don't know how much to get in, $200, 50, 500, somewhere in there. And all you do, there's 2 types of attendees, people to present and people to listen. And it's pay to play, right? You want to present your idea, business idea. Maybe it's a $500 ticket. You want to just listen. Maybe it's a $100 ticket. I don't know. And it's not like Shark Tank. We're not raising money. There's no raising money. These are literally just ideas in the idea phase. So it's not a business. Some of the presenters might already be starting something, but there's just like one stage and one crowd of people, and you've got 2 or 3 minutes and maybe 2 or 3 for questions. And it's just like, this is my idea. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Here's what I think will work, yada, yada. Here's what I think my blind spots are. Boom. What do you think? So like everyone's just flooded with ideas and feedback. And then there's a winner. And the winner, the best idea, maybe first, second, third place, gets a share of the pot, like the prize money, the entry fee. What do we think?
Yeah, that's a vibe. It almost mimics like a hackathon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they would do those like in college where it's like, all right, everyone can come for a day and it's like $50 to get in. Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more like, that's like coders, right? Developers are in there. They're all building a V1 of something and then they present them and whoever has the best one or the coolest thing wins. And so I think that part's cool where it's like, I like the ones that involve a degree of action because everyone can get up there and talk about an idea. That's fine. I've thought about it a lot of like, can you apply the hackathon methodology or like experience to a non-hacking, like, is
SMB, blue collar?
Yeah, could you do a LSA hackathon where everyone is in there trying to optimize the same marketing component of their home service business? And then people can crowdsource the ideas and the strategies and all of that in there. The idea one is dope. I think it's totally doable. And I think as long as you layer in, what's that thing that they use in classrooms, dude? It's like everyone logs in on their computer and they can see their stuff on the screen.
Like the Socratic method or like
something like you have like an app and you can like, you can answer your questions as the student and like the things get put out on the big screen. That's what the dynamic would be. Is like, I'm up there talking, cool. And behind me on the screen is all of the attendees' votes. If they like it, if they dislike it, their feedback, like all of it. I think you'd have to go a little bit longer than 3 minutes because 3 minutes is an elevator pitch. You can't get deep enough into like, it would be like 3 minutes plus 10 of Q&A.
Or you could go the opposite direction. You could say you have 20 seconds and 10 minutes of Q&A. Because if you can't describe it in 20 seconds, then you don't understand your idea very well.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Like, what do you sell and to whom? Like,
right.
We help home services businesses get more leads through PPC.
Yeah.
That was what, 8 seconds? Like, get to that granularity.
I like the feedback idea. Like, if people could put questions up and then others could like upvote them, like a Reddit in real time, where it's like, all right, he's done. He turns around and he goes to the most upvoted. And that's like what people really want to know.
Yeah. No doubt.
Oh, dude, I like it.
It would be sick.
Let me level it up. You just leveled it up. I'm going to take in one more. Okay. Maybe it's 2 days. Maybe it's two parts of one day. Because I mean, you can't sit for 8 hours and listen to ideas. I could.
I was like, that sounds like a dream day.
Right. So Help me walk through this. So I think like the second value prop could be find a co-founder, find an investor, like not formally, not from the stage, but just just broing down. So maybe this is it. The first half of the day, we're just 4 hours. We're just grinding out ideas. It's dopamine and it's feedback and it's Q&A. Break for lunch, included in the price of the ticket. Second half of the day is just bro down with each other. And, everyone has like a name card or whatever. And it's like, oh, you were the guy with the plumbing CRM idea. Dude, I have that idea. Like, you want to do it together? I could put in 20 grand. You could imagine the connections that could be made, right?
It's almost like you take that, right? And then the back half of the day is like the school science fair where each of the people has a table at the end that everyone can come and sit at. And so like,
that's it.
Logistically,
how else are you going to find the guy?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, cool. You pay $500. Let's, for logistics reasons, because neither of us could pull off like a multi-day event. Just like we'd get bored of it by the second day anyways. We'd be like, all right, we're on to the next. Let's say you slot 15 minutes per presentation. So if you have 4 hours, you're talking about 16 presentations total. Cool. You break for lunch. You bring in some barbecue. You get a little Chick-fil-A. Everyone's happy, chilling, full. And in the back half of it is everyone has a table that presented. So there's 16 tables with all of these founders that are there, that then everyone else can come and have one-on-one conversations to get even a little deeper if they're more interested in that idea, either as a client, an investor, a partner, an employee, like whatever that looks like. And then everyone enjoys a nice meal to end the night. And then it's a one-day event. It's done. 16, 20 ideas got presented. A bunch of connections happened. And then we all get to go home and we don't have to think about it again.
I wonder if you could somehow tie the prize money to like them launching the idea, like to hold their feet. Because how many people have ideas?
Dude, a delayed prize pool. You don't get it the same weekend. It's who has the most progress after 90 days.
So it doesn't matter how everyone votes? What if someone has an idea and they never do anything?
And they won the money, which is what I did in college. I went in, presented at a startup competition. I won and then never did anything with the idea. I just decided I wanted to participate.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's like, what's the incentive? Is it, are you the best presenter with the most sound idea, or are you an executor that actually goes and takes action on it?
Yeah. And I feel like the presenters, like there might even need to be 2 classes of them. Ideas live in different phases, right?
For sure.
Some people just have a passive idea and they're like, they really love hearing ideas and they're like, while I'm there, I might as well present mine. I've been obsessed with it for a while, but I don't plan on doing anything. And then some people are like, I want to do this. I want to quit my job to do this. I really want valuable feedback. I want a booth, right? I want some structure around getting feedback on this idea. And other people are just like, maybe my idea is awesome. I just want to present it and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? There might need to be 2 tiers.
You go 2 stages, 2 separate conference rooms. Are you more interested in like early stage ideation or more interested in feedback of existing businesses or ideas? Dude, I think we should call it the idea fair, like a science fair. It's the idea fair.
Oh, I like that. I got to go to Namecheap right now. I got to do it.
I know, dude. Pick up the domain before you publish this episode.
Absolutely.
Let's
see. I'm going to try ideafair.com first.
Dude, imagine. There's no way that's available, but
no.
Idea Fair would be sick,
Idea
dude.
Fair.
Yeah, do you want to present for $500 or do you want to attend for $100? And then you just find, all it is really is just finding the venue, I think. Like,
and catering.
Dude, it would be so fun for us to put on an event. It would be like the most bare bones, like only the essentials, like type vibe.
It's like the ADHD / no attention to detail event.
Yeah,
like oh shoot, we forgot chairs. We forgot chairs.
Yeah. Everyone's got a Post-it note on their chest because we don't have name tags.
It's like I paid $500 for a Post-it note name tag.
A Post-it note, different colors. Obviously, like I'm gonna have a green Post-it. You'd have a yellow.
Sure.
What I mean? Like
we're organized here.
Yeah, come on.
They're not even Post-its. They're just the aftermarket kind that aren't very sticky and they're falling off. Yeah, the floor is just covered with them.
You give everyone 3 when they walk in, just in case.
This could be a good idea. And you can have a virtual attendee too.
Oh, right? For sure. A little heysummit.com action. Shout out the boys.
There you go. Those are your boys?
No, I just found them. I just decided that now we're boys. And so I'm going to call them homies.
Okay, cool.
Hey Summit's cool. Virtual events, dude.
Okay. Does it work in tandem with in-person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super dope. We're planning one for Q4.
Okay. I like this idea, especially if like you could somehow tie it to the execution of it, right?
Or you don't have to. That's, I guess, everyone's personal prerogative.
Yeah, because like I'm just wondering how you do, because it's kind of a chicken and egg. I can't launch it without the money, so I need the money first. Maybe you just do something silly, like with no accountability, no legalities, or it's just like a pinky swear, and then you just give them the money. I don't know.
Yeah, you just go, look, dude, here you go. Or you just don't give out any prize money. It's not a Shark Tank situation. It's like you're as a presenter, what you're trying to derive out of the situation is like feedback and networking and just circulating your idea. And so I'd rather, it's like, what are you winning? It's kind of hard to put a quantitative like thing to determine, even like other than crowdsourcing votes from people on like the best idea. But like, I'd rather use the prize money to like give away a new computer to a random attendee. Like,
yeah.
I like stuff like that.
All right. If you are watching this clip right now, you are watching this on YouTube. And if you are a fan of podcasts, please check out my podcast while you're at it, because sometimes I have podcasts that aren't on YouTube and sometimes I have YouTubes that aren't on podcasts. So check out the Koerner Office on any podcast platform, or you can go to tkopod.com. Also, my newsletter, we'll throw that in there. There are no ads. It's weekly. It's different content than my podcast and YouTube. Newsletter.chrisjkoerner.com. You'll see the link and we'll see you there. Yeah, and I like the idea of the whole culture of the conference being share your ideas. Right. Like, don't hoard your ideas. Nobody cares like you about your idea.
Right.
I'm just breaking that stigma that
it's like the anti NDA movement, dude.
Yeah.
It's like I tweeted the other day. I was like, if someone makes me sign an NDA before hearing their idea, I don't want to hear their idea that bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, this guy emailed me and he's like, hey, we have this nice RV park for sale. You might be interested. I'm like, yep, send it to me. I'll look at anything. Yeah. And he sends me an NDA. And I'm just like, nope.
Literally.
I just don't want to, I don't want to take the time to sign it. Like,
no, that's just like, dude, I'm not going to steal your shit, bro.
Yeah. What am I going to do?
I already have my stuff. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not down.
You got any ideas for me? What are you working on?
I was watching this podcast. Levels.io was on Lex Friedman.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Really mind-blowing.
Peter Levels?
Yeah. Super dope, dude.
I didn't know that.
I know. I was kind of shocked by it. It was a fun watch. It's long, like 3.5, 4 hours. I watched a good portion of it yesterday. Peter Levels is up there in terms of like from an indie hacker, like he's the guy.
Respect.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like literally it. And he was having all these conversations just around like how he thinks about launching ideas and all of it. And you know me well enough. Like I think about this stuff very similar. Put something in the market, generate revenue. If it doesn't work, like move on to the next thing. And the one thing that I was super interested in his take on, because he runs a lot of stuff in AI, is these like very hyper niche AI use cases that like feel like they couldn't really be standalone products. But he has that one that's like interior AI, which is like using AI as an interior designer, and you like put in a photo of your, I mean, you just did the whole redo of your like library room, right? And so you'd like put in the image of that before the reno and be like, this is what I'm looking for, yada, yada. And he was talking about all of these tools that he uses, Replicate, which like literally allows for you to like just pump data into an API. And I started doing some digging around, dude, and you can connect it to Zapier. Okay. And so like the use
what kind of data?
Literally anything, images, prompts.
Give me an example.
What color should I paint my car? Right. And so the user could upload a photo of their exact car, and you could prompt in to create 7 variations of it of different colors so that they can see this like visual, which like is not a monetizable, not as easily monetizable idea, right? Like kind of a fun little like gimmicky product. I think that there's starting to be use cases there, like micro SaaS little things. His whole career has been built on that, right? Nomad List and all these kind of like micro use cases for super niche markets, but like they pump off 20, 30K a month, and I'm going to assume 75 to 80% margins. Like, I don't know what his hosting costs are. I've just been thinking about what are little applications of that AI stuff. Like okay, so here's one. Very specific. You just went on that trip to Greece, like, a couple months ago. And I'm planning a trip to New York City and Boston for the fall. And so, you know me, I was like, I don't really want to plan this whole thing. I pop on ChatGPT and I say, hey, I'm doing a trip for 2 in October in Boston for 4 days and New York City for 4 days. Here's my budget. Here's the stuff that I like to do. Can you hit me with an itinerary? Like, I want to stay at hotels. Like, what hotels should I stay at? What restaurants? And this thing pumps out a full vacation plan, like day by day breakdown of where you're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what your afternoon activity is, where you should get a drink that night, and all just through like the very classic ChatGPT, like 4.0, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, like, there's how big is the travel? You and I talked about it with the cruise lines. Like, they're massive, right? And all they're doing is just being the conduit between a traveler and the travel provider.
They're doing boomer stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, like, what's that version? You pop in, you pay me $19 to plan your family vacation to Greece, and then you have the AI take all the variables that you submit on a type form. How many people? What do they like? Are there allergies? Blah, 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 like whatever, you know? Pump it into the AI. Pump all of that through ChatGPT into a Google Doc or into a Google Slides template with affiliate codes for all of the hotels, all of the you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could make this free.
You could make it free. And then you take all of the content that you're getting paid to make and you pump it out as programmatic SEO. Like, best family of 4 itinerary, Greece. Where should my you know what I'm saying?
So you repurpose the content that you're spitting out to the customer
as an article for SEO.
Oh my gosh.
People search best hotels for families in Greece, which, like, we just did one, right? And it just creates a never-ending loop of content.
Instead of a viral loop, it's an infinite content loop.
An infinite content loop. And I think you could run it.
Oh my goodness.
People on IG that are like independents, right? Like, I like to travel. I shoot a bunch of video content around traveling. And they all, dude, the number of these like travel influencers that have a $299 I'll plan your vacation for you offer in their link tree, it's absurd.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, can you leverage AI to do that at scale for, you know, $0 basically? It costs 5 cents per output for us. Like, and then they can ask for like revisions that gets pumped back into the AI. Actually, we're going to spend 3 days in, you know, it's like an AI travel agent.
Yeah. So you go to these guys selling $300 travel packages and you say, hey, good news. I want you to keep doing that, except you don't have to do any work anymore.
Any of it.
None.
Yeah. We'll just do it.
All I want is $50, right? Plus the affiliate codes that you're linking, right?
Right.
And also, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any interaction. You just keep linking it. We're just going to have a different link in your link tree.
Yeah.
They're going to click through. They're going to pay. They're going to go to a type form. They're going to fill it out. And immediately, well, you got to put a delay on it so they think it's personalized, right? And you could even work into the LLM the personality of the influencer. Yeah. Like, you could take transcripts of all their reels and say, all right, make a persona out of this Susan, age 36 in Manhattan. All right, we know who she is. Got it. We know how she talks, yada, yada, yada. And then combine that with, maybe they have catchphrases or something, right? Or like, since you know I love my lattes, I want you to go to this place. Like, it could be so personalized, and they don't do anything.
Literally none.
You just work through them. Or you don't have to only work through them. That's just one distribution channel. You sell it, Facebook ads, Google ads, programmatic, whatever you want.
Yeah. And let all of the recycled plans just start ranking on SEO.
It's just in your terms and conditions. It's like, by the way, I get to keep these as well, right? We're not going to have any identifying information.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, no, this is what it is. A trip for a family of 5 that loves fitness. Cool.
If you do work in the personality of the influencer, that means that all of your content is going to be dynamic, and it won't sound like AI regurgitated nonsense. It's going to sound like some 36-year-old in Manhattan actually wrote these things. And she's not going to care that it's listed online.
No. Oh, literally zero care. Then we just whitelist their account to run the ads. Get your perfect vacation for $29.99. Shipping and handling not included.
You find their most viral reels from years ago, months ago, days ago, and you just boost some ad spend behind it. post it to their story with a link to your website, $300 a pop.
I'm with you.
You could charge $100 or $50 to them, plus all the affiliate revenue, plus the content you get from it.
And that's the big piece of it, is like the cogs are zero. So it's like in the your competition on that is either you're doing it yourself, right? Which most of those people is their option. They're not going to go spend $3,000 with a travel agency to set that up, or they're going to the travel agency. And it's like, where's, me with my core belief on product is like, where's like the middle ground between that too expensive offer and the do-it-yourself option? And like, how close can we get to do-it-yourself pricing, leveraging it? That's unlimited content. Like, yeah, it's done for you, but really close to that do-it-yourself pricing model. I think it's the same with this. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to have to go pay $499 to your influencer or $299 to get a custom travel plan. We'll get you one that's 80% as good for $30.
Dude, and I know they're going to be like, yeah, but what if it doesn't sound like me? What if it sounds like AI? No problem. Every time you get a sale and they submit the type form, you're going to get an email with a link. You click on the link. You're going to see what you're telling them. You make whatever edits you want. You click submit, and only once you approve it and click submit will it go to your customer.
I don't think anyone's even going to care. Like, I don't even think they're going to do that. I think it's just like, send it. And again, it's not like a $5,000 thing. It's like, if someone's actually unhappy with their $30 travel plan, then you refund the $30. That's our customer service policy. We'll just give them a refund. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Then you get into the next piece, which is creating an AI chatbot off of their personality that can ask questions to, because you train the LLM. There's like so much in that. I think the core like macro of it is like, I think there's industries like that or offers like that AI has not been applied to. That, going back to what we talked about in the last podcast, do I think that's like a $1 billion startup idea? No. But do I think that someone that just puts 10 hours a day in for 6 months could like get that to being $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month on like
at least, yeah,
solid margin? I think someone could go make $500,000 a year with AI travel guides. I think it's sitting there.
Oh my gosh. You just gave me another idea, but I don't want to bring it up yet because I'm still excited about this. But let me write it down so I don't forget. My mind is like buzzing. I love that idea. And I think there's like, we're talking about travel, like copy paste that idea with any number of things. Planning, let's say you want to move. Tell me where to move, right? Yes. Tell me what type of house to buy.
Yep.
Tell me how much square footage I need for this family and our preferences. Tell me what grocery store to shop at based on our preferences.
Dude, that would be a fun one. Put in a link to a Zillow house and AI will tell you what it'll be like to live there.
Well, the school district sucks. And you said you had 4 kids, right? It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just pop in the Zillow link. You're like, well, this one's a little bit smaller than the other one that you have. That's getting into kind of AI real estate agents, which is like also interesting. There's just a bunch of stuff like that. They feel like small ideas. But like, again, you go look at Peter Level's bio on Twitter. And dude, he doesn't have any singular thing. I mean, maybe now after the publicity of the podcast, I don't think I saw a singular thing that was doing more than $500,000 a year. Like, he just has 7 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
sounds
it's
like
not
me.
like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, which is sick. No one's mad at that. It's not, you don't have to go chase, which is his whole philosophy is similar to mine. Like, I'm not out here chasing a $1 billion exit. Like, I'm okay. I want high margin cash flow on an asset that's like obviously not as liquid as real estate or cash or investments, but like reasonably liquid given people's interest in buying micro SaaS. Like, I like that model.
It's funny that Peter Levels was just on Lex Friedman because like literally an hour ago, someone tagged me in a tweet. There's this new not AI, but this new tool that basically ranks everyone on Twitter based on how they're growing at any given time. And so it's like from 1 to 10,000 followers, 10 to 100, 100 to a million, 1 million to 10 million. This little tool, which is super cool, will show you the top 10 people growing followers in that range. And I got tagged because I was number 10 this week from 100 to a million, right?
Yeah.
And number 1 in that same range was Peter Levels.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of that dang podcast. I mean, he's always growing fast, but especially now.
Dude, he put a screenshot up of his last, or maybe it was all-time impressions on Twitter. He just posted it. 300 million or something like that. I was like, gosh dang, dude. He knows how to get attention.
I don't know what's up with the Twitter algorithm right now, but it is firing on all cylinders and I'm loving it. I tweeted.
Oh, I got it wrong, dude. 807 million impressions in the last 12 months.
Holy cow.
30 million impressions just because of the podcast.
Yeah, I tweeted about this Reddit post. I literally just took screenshots from Reddit.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
saw it.
10 million views.
Dang, dude. It was so good.
It was my best day ever. I got 17 million impressions in one day, and that's usually what I get every month.
How much do you charge for ghostwriting? You want to take over mine?
Dude, I don't know if I could ever do that.
No, I feel
ever
that.
Like hire a ghostwriter.
I tried.
Yeah, you're not doing that anymore?
No, it was fine.
Okay.
I had a good experience. It was cool. I missed creating it myself more than anything. Cause like people hire ghostwriters for one of two reasons, really. One is like, they aren't good at creating Twitter content and you need somebody that's just actually better at you than at writing. The other, which is a category I was in, was like, I didn't have the time to dedicate to it. I got to stop being soft about this and just make the time to do it.
I just don't know how I could ever outsource any of my content.
It's hard.
Like, yeah, it's just the one thing that I just don't want to, and I don't think I ever should because it's so scalable.
Yeah, it's literally you.
Yeah. Dude, all right. I love that idea. That was good. I feel like we could talk about that for an hour. Here's an idea for you. I just had this, okay? I haven't even gotten to my notes yet. So I've been posting to Instagram, and Instagram, obviously owned by Meta, Instagram, Facebook, same company. There's a setting in Instagram where you can connect your Facebook page or Facebook profile, and you can just toggle the switch and say, hey, cross post everything to Facebook.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Okay. Why wouldn't I? Okay.
Right.
No one's on Facebook. I mean, billions are on Facebook, but people like us aren't on Facebook. I don't ever log in. I have a Facebook page and it's just like, why not? And so I've been cross posting everything, and some of these videos just take off on Facebook. Even like they might not on Instagram and they do on Facebook. Usually they both do at the same time. But here's what I just unlocked 3 hours ago. And this could apply to anyone listening, because every time I talk about creating content, people kind of tune out. And it makes sense because most people are content consumers.
Yeah,
that's fine. But what's key about this is on Facebook, if you comment on your own stuff, you can link stuff and it's automatically pinned. Okay. Whereas on Instagram, if you link something in the comments, it's not a link. It's not blue.
Right.
And so I had this reel going viral about the shelf dude, and it's gotten like 400,000 on Instagram and 1.2 million on Facebook. And I went in the comments and I was like, hey, here's a link to the whole video. Here's a link to my newsletter. Here's a link to my podcast. And they were all tiny URLs so I could track the clicks. And within seconds, like I refreshed tiny URL and I had over 100 clicks in like the first 45 seconds. I'm like, what? Like, and so, okay, cool. Okay, cool story. But like, how many creators on Instagram are not thinking about Facebook
at all?
Like me, not at all. Right. Yeah. And so you can swoop in there. Let's say you've got a great business, Creative OS. That's a plug. It's an awesome business. You grow a lot on Instagram.
Yep.
Like you could go to all the e-com, the gurus, drop shipping guys, anyone, and say, hey, you're posting videos. I noticed, and you could get something to scrape this, right? Just a Google sheet of like checkbox. Are they cross posting to Facebook or not? You could get something to Facebook, to scrape all that. Third party tool. You're like, you're not even cross posting to Facebook, but you have a Facebook, or maybe they don't. I want you to cross post, and I will pay you to just pin my links in all your comments. What are you going to lose?
Nothing.
And it's an affiliate link too. So you're going to make money from it.
I'm texting Cody right now.
Dude, isn't that a good idea?
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's super interesting. It's super interesting.
Anyone selling anything in the world, forget social media. Anyone let's say you're selling lawn chairs, like from a physical retail store. Like you could benefit from this. Let's say you're selling software. Let's say you're selling services. You're a dentist. Like it doesn't matter. You could find someone local to your area.
It's very similar to running up a meme page or a theme page, right? And then just like, okay, I'm going to own this asset so that we can do it. It's like, yo, we'll manage cross-posting everything for you as long as we can be the first comment. I'm not mad at that at all. You specifically, with everything that we've ever talked about, like I don't even have Facebook on my phone. You know what I mean? It's just not even a thing in my life. but you make me want to with Facebook groups and marketplace and like all of that. I'm like, dude, what am I missing right here? Like,
dude, there's like 3 billion daily active users.
That's crazy to say that Facebook might be the most slept on marketing channel right now.
I know, right?
Which it sounds absurd. Like, I get it.
It's like,
but it's like
we moved past it, and Facebook's like, bro, like I'm doing great. I'm doing just fine.
We're totally fine over here. Come on. Yeah. Even like you say Facebook ads, like in my circles at least, and like most people are talking about Instagram ads. Like when they refer to Facebook ads, it's talking about Instagram, not Facebook. Yeah, it's super interesting. I think Facebook it's cool. Now, and seeing you with the Facebook groups and stuff, I'm like, what are we like? They exist, bro. Like it's there.
Connor Gross, he's like, dude, I started this off-market self-storage group. I'm like, can I copy you?
Right. We talked about this.
Please. And I just opened it, and Facebook's like, here you go. Free users. It's like a platform for asymmetric bets, right? Groups, marketplace, pages.
Right. You just go do it. Slept on. Slept on.
Okay, what'd you think? Did I overhype it? I do that sometimes, but I don't think I did it today. So come back next week for the second half of this episode with Sam, and you're going to love that even more.